Guess what, people? This time next Thursday, I will have done seeing Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever and probably be done talking about it here on my channel. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm ready to talk about it. Here we go.
Here we go.
And here I go. If this is your first time ever coming to my channel, I need you to do this for me. That is subscribe. Please subscribe. It only takes 1 second to hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. Also, give me that thumbs up. Hit the like button. Smash it. Step on it. Jump on it. That like button helps with the YouTube algorithm and it helps a brother out. Also, last but not least, please leave a comment. I'm very interested in hearing what you're going to say. And I definitely try and get back to you in a timely fashion. Okay, this morning I'm going to be very serious because this topic has been on my mind all day long. I was trying to collect my thoughts and gather my thoughts because I want to come at this topic in a very serious way. I listen to a lot of YouTubers, content creators. I just listened to finishing one of my good friends here on YouTube, Mark with the C, and that brother, man. If you haven't ever watched his channels, check him out, man. He comes with some deep stuff, articles, a very informed, educated, and direct message he gives on this. And it kind of changed what I was really thinking about talking about Black Panther. And if you see my thumbnail that says go see Black Panther 2, and I think that it's important, well, at least for me, what I'm saying is coming straight from Danny. I think it's very important for me to watch this movie, go see this movie, because I know there's a lot of people saying there's virtue signaling, and a lot of people saying there's agendas, those kind of stuff. But I am in love with comic book movies. I have been in love with comic book movies since I can remember, and I'm 52 now. And I'm telling you, I first time I saw a comic book, man, I was transformed. I fell in love. First time I ever seen a cartoon, Spider Man, the live action Spider Man, the '70s, Shazam, all that stuff. I'm in love with it. I'm die hard. Even though I've seen a lot of disappointments in some movies, and some movies are fantastic. When I saw Black Panther a few years ago, I'm telling you, for me, I can only speak for me. One of the jobs I do, I interview a lot of people, and when I went to interview Black families, that movie always came up. Did you see Black Panther? Yeah, man, that was fantastic. To see a movie of that magnitude, with that kind of budget, with that kind of backing from Marvel, and to see the late Chadwick Boseman, who to me was born to play that role, and how it showcased Wakanda and how it showcased that world, that technology. They were regal, smart, educated. Shuri, who is like one of the smartest people in the planet in that world, it was just something refreshing to see. I mean, I've seen this movie so many times. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it, and I'm telling you, I'm excited. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm excited about watching it next Thursday because I think it's going to be good. Maybe it's like the first one that has some of its flaws. I'm sure it would. I hope it doesn't. And for some people, probably won't like it because for reasons that are good, reasons that can possibly be labeled as BS, or however you want to classify it. Disney, the Disney brand, in some people's mind, has just totally destroyed Marvel and the people that are purists for the stories that the comic books and the source material provides, and that's sad because this should be something. This genre should be something that if you're a comic book fan, you should be in love head over heels with it. But there have been, and I'm not going to sit here and say they have, but there have been a lot of missteps, a lot of stuff that's just buffoonery. But then there's been a lot of good stuff too. But I think people are so disheartened by what they've seen on Disney Plus, what they've read in the books, in particular Star Wars, that kind of stuff. But in so many comic book heads and some of these people that watch cartoon, like every spot, every kind of Marvel cartoon I've watched, and I know the history through that way. And I've read the comic books, not all of them, but a lot of the comic books are the ones. I'm a big Iron Man fan, Thor, um, Spider Man, Incredible Hulk. I've read those comic books all along. Blade, Dark Stalkers, all that stuff. So a lot of times when we read those books and we know the lore, when we don't, when you we totally see it switched up. For some people that just don't sit well. For me personally, gender bending and race swapping, it really doesn't affect me the way that it has some people, as long as the story is good. Even if the story is not great, but it's not decent, that doesn't bother me. Like for instance, I know a good friend of mine, Terrence, T Virus. He told me initially, hey, the Eternals, they did a lot of race swapping and a lot of gender bending, a lot of different social and lifestyles, that kind of stuff, whatever the case may be. But I didn't really have a history, really didn't have a knowledge of that particular lore, so it didn't bother me. And I think for those of us who don't have a particular um, knowledge or understanding of the lore, like for I give you the perfect example. A lot of YouTubers that I watch, and I see a lot of this, and I ask the question, why so much hate for Ring of Power? I never watched Lord of the Ring. Well, I watched the movie, but I never read the books. I never got into all that stuff, and I never knew. I think guy's name is Tolkien. Please forgive me if I'm wrong. I never knew what his thought patterns was, why he did what he did, why A connected to B, B to C. But when I watched Ring of Power, I was entertained. I didn't hate it. I didn't understand all this hate. Same thing for House of the Dragon. I tried to watch Game of Thrones, just cannot get into it, but I fell in love head over heels with House of the Dragon. I think it's the best show I've seen on this year in that genre. Black Panther, it's in my top five. Whenever we start crew hang with Anzo, Chris Knight, Shifty, Austinator, Nindroid, Guy Scar, Anzo, whenever we start ranking our different uh, Marvel movies from whatever, from our least favorite to our favorite, Black Panther usually always falls in my top five. And I just love that movie. I love the way Chadwick Boseman portrayed it. I love the chemistry between him and Shuri. I love the regalness of his mother, the Queen, the M'Baku, Killmonger, all that stuff. And I believe I'm going to see a lot of that. Now, I've seen some of the clips, some humor. I know one of them, Okoye, girl refers to her head being ashy, that kind of stuff. And I've heard people say they don't want to see that. But we already know, excuse me, we already know that Marvel lacks a lot of comedy, and the word they use is formulaic. And we know this is going to be in there, but I'm going with a very positive and very open mind. I think this movie is going to be good. Um, it may not suit some people, and they may see agenda. I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear agenda this and they're empowering or the black woman and and stomping on the black man or the white man or whatever the case may be. And I see what you're saying. But to play devil's advocate, I have two daughters, and I would be very proud if my daughters were in the acting field and they came home and said, "Hey, Dad, I got the starting role in Shuri, or I got the starting role as whomever, or I got the starting role as Captain Marvel." As a father who has two daughters, and they come home and say that, um, even though I may have think there's an agenda, I would steal their joy. And I'm not saying people are stealing up women's joy, but it seems like in some cases, I'm not saying all cases, some cases that it's sour grapes because men have been on top for so long, in whatever race you want to say it, and now that it seems to be a shift in there, people are starting to, oh well, I don't like this, I don't like that, and they did it. Well, as always, and I'm gonna use this clip that I always use, and that is basically this.
But times change, and so must I.
That's right. Doctor Who says it best. That's Damon too. Damon Targaryen off of House of the Dragon. But times change and sometimes we so must we. Sometimes you gotta get your foot in the door to make those changes. So sometimes maybe some of these females that are getting these roles that were traditionally male roles or traditionally um the hero role or whatever, and now females are getting it. Maybe some of those females feel exactly like the ones that are feeling like there's some kind of agenda, or maybe they're just trying to survive like everyone else and trying to get in there and do what they can do, get in that space, get in that location, and trying to make change within. I don't know. Like I'm saying, I'm not going to sit here with rose-colored glasses on, and I'm not going to sit here and say that there isn't any type of agenda or any kind of whatever master plan or something to do whatever agenda that Disney wants to push, society wants to push, whoever is pushing the buttons. But I'm not looking to go to movies to get that deep and stuff. I'm looking to go and get the love I have for these particular movies, these particular characters, enjoy it, and go home and worry about the real world because I can go see something for what it is, enjoy it, but it's not going to change my overall thought process. If they can push whatever agenda they want to, whatever lifestyle they want to, whatever they want to push, it's not going to change how Danny thinks, Danny's beliefs. They're not strong enough to do that. Certain lifestyles I don't agree with, but it's not going to make me go and start living that lifestyle. Certain things me trying to push to say this race is better than this or this sex is better than this, it's not going to change my overall thought process on what I've already believe in. Now I know you said younger minds and kids and stuff. You got to give some of these kids some credit, and then also it starts at home. If you teach your kids and teach and instill values and instill morals and stuff, a lot of times that stick more than we think it does. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here, and I'm only speaking for Danny. I'm not speaking for anyone else. These are just thoughts that I had on my mind, and I want to kind of get off my chest. And like I said, I think this movie is very important because I saw the original Black Panther and what it did for minorities that look like the people in that particular movie. And I knew it got us talking. It started conversations. And there's this influencer out there. Um, I don't know her name, but I'm sure you heard where she's talking about, and this is total nonsense, bull crap, that white people should buy Black Panther 2 tickets, give it to them, and then stand guard and let them watch it in peace. I don't know where she got that from. I don't know what she's smoking. That's the most absurd thing I've ever heard because white people got just as much right to and just as much excitement about this movie if you are a true comic book um lover, a true connoisseur of that, love the genre. Just like any other race, any other color, not only exclusively white people, but Hispanic, Asian, whatever nationality you are, whatever race you are, whatever sex you are, we all should be equal, have an equal amount of love for it or hate for it, or whatever the case may be. And it's just not exclusively for black people because it happened to be a Black Panther movie. I think everyone should go there and enjoy it. I don't know. I really think I'm going to enjoy it. I'm really excited to see it, and I just think that it's important for me and those that may think like me. I think it's important too. Um, I really think whatever disdain, whatever dislike, whatever your gripe may be with Disney or Marvel, don't take it out on this particular movie. And I know there has been a lot of projects from Disney Plus, from Marvel, that have not been successful. Thor: Love and Thunder. Well, I like Thor: Love and Thunder. And if we talk about the same genre, Wonder Woman 84 was totally crap. A lot of people didn't like Eternals. I wasn't really a big fan of Black Widow. So they definitely has some hit and misses. But I know there are some people, for whatever reasons, some I think is racial. I could be wrong, but there's a lot of that type of hate and dislike for Black Panther. I've been on different streams, talked to different YouTubers, and when we do a ranking, they're saying it's crap and ranking it in the bottom 20 or whatever. I mean, that is your right. That's your prerogative if you think that. I don't think it's justified, but I could be wrong. Like I said, this is my opinion, so I can't fault anyone for their opinion. But I'm um, just like I said, I can't say I'm sounding redundant, but I definitely think this movie is definitely worth seeing. I intend on seeing it first night as early as possible. I can watch it, come back, share my thoughts, and I'm thinking we'll like the movie. I've heard one of my theories is that we're going to see T'Challa have a son. I called that several months ago, last year even, and I've heard that's a very strong possibility. So that may be our next T'Challa, if that is true. That we may see in the next movie, in the next Black Panther. So I just really, really, I can't say this enough. I think this is an important movie, and I'm not going to let anybody, any company, any issues that I have, or any suspicions of any kind of agenda that there may be percolating to steal my joy, so to speak, and cause me not to see this. Like I said, I became a YouTuber, a content creator for this. This is I don't make a lot of money. Don't make no money on this. This is my therapy. This is my passion to talk about this and to express myself on this type of stage and platform. And I'm fortunate enough to do it. So that's just my thoughts. I really, really hope that if you follow me and you like this, that you'll go watch this movie. You don't have to love it, you don't have to like it, but just go watch it and give it a chance. And maybe because a lot of these people or a lot of YouTubers are saying about women empowerment and all this kind of stuff, but a man is directing it. Black man's directing it. Black man wrote it, helped wrote it. Two black men to be exact. So do with that whatever you will. I'm just saying those are the facts. Ryan Coogler and his partner that wrote it, and he said if Mr. Bozeman was still alive, then we go a different direction. But a female Black Panther is in the comic books. It is in the source material. She doesn't stay Black Panther forever, but there's a period of time when T'Challa is in some kind of dream state, coma state, or he's missing somewhere, and she has to protect Wakanda, and she does it. So we don't know just because there's one movie where we may not see a king in a kingdom, then she's the princess. And her mother may have appointed her because she feels that Shuri is confident enough, intelligent enough, smart enough, and I guess determined enough to have that mantle. Now, whether or not she's going to have the powers of the Black Sheep, or whether she's going to have something synthesized, I don't know. But I'm very curious to see how, in fact, if she does have in the comic book, I believe she was bestowed the powers from the Panther Goddess, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was him. It's been a long time since I read it, but um, I'm very interested in seeing what Kevin Feige is going to do because Kevin Feige is definitely a student of the game, and also there was a recent interview, and Ryan Coogler said when he first took on the directing job, they gave him a stack of comic books. He had to read it. He had to research, do his research, become very knowledgeable and intimate with the characteristics, the mind, the thought process of T'Challa. And so I'm definitely thinking he did his homework. I definitely believe that he saw in those comic book runs that there was a female Black Panther for a period of time. This may be just, you don't know how long this period of time is. So sure it may be the Black Panther in this movie, but Black Panther 3, which I'm sure there's going to be, they may have a male, a king, a male version of Black Panther. So I'm not going to pass judgment. I'm not going to sit here and try and think of things or think of ways not to like this movie or try to convince myself not to go see this movie. And I'm not, and just me, like I said, all this is strictly Danny. I listen to a lot of people who have very intelligent, very distinct and different views from me. We're just fine. We're not all meant to have the same views. We should not want to live in an echo chamber. But we still have enough intelligence, enough of um, civility to discuss things. And hey, you see it like this, I see it like that. Hey, that's just the way the world works. Like I said, like I said, this has been on my mind all day. I don't know why this is sticking with me like it is, but it has been sticking with me all day. And I just want to let people know, let you know what I've been thinking. And I'm definitely ready to see it. I think it's going to be a very, very good movie, a very fun movie. And I hope it does very well at the box office. As you know, um, all you got to do, man, all they have to do is show a certain thing. This right here. Once they show this,
I am inevitable.
that comes across the screen, that's an instant $500 million right there. So I know just when they show that, Black Panther's gonna make at least, at the very least, $500 million. So I feel strong on that. It's gonna take out my poor Black Adam that's really underperforming, but I still think Black Adam. I still think Dwayne Johnson did enough. He did enough for certain to get Henry Cavill back, and I think we're gonna definitely see a Man of Steel too. But having said that, thank you all for coming, checking me out. I definitely appreciate it. Again, if this is your first time ever coming to my channel, please, please, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit the like, thumbs up, because that definitely helps with the YouTube algorithm. And also leave me a comment. Each and every one of your comments, I try to read and get back to you in a very timely fashion. As always, man, stay safe out there. Take it easy. Until next time, peace.